All right, people can now see and hear us with my new nice little Apple background for tonight.
What is it?
Apples.
Oh, that is nice.
Oh, nice.
Not Apple the computer, just Apple the Apple.
You guys look at the show before we start?
I mean, I do because it's running on my computer.
Right, yeah.
The other guys, I can't speak of them.
Well, I like
I
to
mean,
keep
since-
an eye on the chat, so.
As I say, since we went Twitch exclusive, I've pulled Twitch into a separate window so I can keep up with the chat.
I just
You don't just do the pop-out chat?
I just do pop-out chat. Twitch.tv/.
That might explain why your connection's been terrible lately, David. If you're running the Twitch stream at the same time as we're trying to fucking record the show, that might explain some of your connectivity problems.
Yeah, like I just go to twitch.tv/GameToon/chat and it pops it out as its own window. There's a
You can
button
do
for
twitch.tv/popout/GameToon/chat.
Yeah, you can do either one. Like Game.Toon/chat just redirects you to pop out Game.Toon chat. And it's just easier for me to remember, /stream name/chat. And yeah, because I don't even trust my own internet to handle all of it. Like, yeah. But
Man, are we fucking solving problems right now? This is great.
But yeah, all right. So on that note, who is ready to start the show?
Now that I've
Yes.
seen this nice
I am.
Apple background, I guess I am.
David said he's ready. Jesse said you ready? All right.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah, what is going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. I got John Regan with me. Say hey.
Hey.
I got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And I got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey!
Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. It's Game That Tune once again in your house, right behind you with episode 356. And my, oh my, guys, what a show we've got tonight. Dare I say it, this episode, it might just be a little bananas. Because it's Game That Tune, where we listen to video game music and try and guess each other's games based on the songs and a little bit of trivia. We goof off, we have a lot of fun, and the winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the illustrious David Fleming. David, congratulations on winning last week's episode. Now, you get to tell everybody what the theme is for this week's episode.
The theme for this week is games with fruit. Fruity games.
Yes. Thank you for being the one to say it. That saves me having to say that part. Games with a singular fruit. Games with fruit. If there's more than one fruit, that would be games with fruits. We don't want those. Only one fruit per game. That's the real kicker tonight, guys. David, he made it pretty clear last week. Games with fruit. He, no
Wait,
S.
I thought plural, you could use fruit as plural.
I'm not here for an English lesson, Jesse. I'm here for
Like
here
if
to
I
hit you with
say,
some knowledge.
like, hey, there's a bunch of fruit on the table. Like if you walked in and just saw like one apple, you'd be like, "What the fuck, Jesse? You fucked up bad."
Yeah, there's some fruit in there, and you go inside, and there's just like a single orange.
Yeah.
Also, imagine
would,
if you came to somebody's house and said, "Hey, there's a bunch of fruits on the table." Oh no!
I'm seeing your point. There might have been a slight misunderstanding here. I've always used, fruit and fruits. It's just a regional dialect of mine.
No.
But yeah. David, you're gonna have to clarify this. What region are you from? Do you pluralize fruit with an S?
I mean, I feel like if it's several of one type of fruit, it's fruit. If there are multiple types of fruit, it's fruits. But also, I'm thinking about a fruit basket, which typically has multiple types of fruit. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Singular fruit, multiple fruit, they all count tonight.
It's like
I was gonna say
Jedi.
'cause it's not called a fruits basket.
Yeah,
Imagine if
it's,
somebody came to you and said, "Hey, man, I made you a fruit salad."
Yeah.
Want some fruits cake?
Mm-hmm. Get a big bowl of Fruits Loops.
Want some fruit
Um,
snacks?
Yeah. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I feel like fruit should never have an S behind it. I feel like it's just, man, might have stumbled onto it's a weird part of the English language here, fellas. So yeah, multiple fruits, valid. Singular fruits, more valid. Double points if your game contains only one fruit. There, we'll establish that. That's good. Man, it's gonna be a fun theme. I'm so glad that we're doing this theme. It's
like a slot machine.
It's paying out already, baby. Yeah, man, we're just racking them up, ringing up those fruits just like a slot machine. Thank you, Jesse. Man, yeah, so many games, so many fruits to talk about. Should we like do a quick pre-show like power ranking of video game fruits, or should we just save it for the show in case they come up? I don't want to tip any hands here, but like Donkey Kong and Bananas got to be like towards the top, right?
I feel like Donkey Kong and Bananas and like Pac-Man and Cherries are S tier.
What about
Mhm.
Sonic and pineapple rings?
Now hold on, I thought they were onion rings.
Well, not in the tropical levels.
Oh, you don't get tropical onion rings in the
No,
beach
no.
level?
Those are in like the more like the casino night zone, because
Mm.
when you're playing slot machines, what's better than fucking onion rings?
I'm saying, yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
you get the onion rings in all the American zones.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, you get the pineapple rings. That actually kind of makes sense. Johnny, what about you, man? Power rank, quickly give us one of your top shelf video game fruits.
Let's see. Top shelf video game fruit is probably going to be the pretzel from Pac-Man.
No.
I mean, it's in the sequence, so one assumes it could qualify as a fruit in Pac-Man's land. Like,
At
It's
least he
actually-
didn't
it's-
say the spaceship from Pac-Man.
that's true. Yeah. Damn. But it could be a fruit-based spaceship, David. They don't really go into it. So, pretzel or spaceship, also both valid for tonight's show. If you have a game with a pretzel or a game with a spaceship, you can get away with it tonight. We're going Pac-Man rules, fellas. Is what we're doing.
Oh, Pac-Man rules.
So, yeah, it's got to be one of several fruits or a pretzel or a spaceship. So I think we've laid down enough groundwork here. We've put enough fruit in this fruit salad, and I think we got to just hop into it. So let's dig in, fellas. Peel back
Game 1.
that peel. Game 1.
Game 1.
There you go. Slide it right in. Just twist it till it fits. Maybe not. There we go. See you later, cat. Thanks, babe.
I'm gonna wait for Jesse because I don't think he's gonna be able to guess this without the trivia hint. So
Yeah, sure, he can't. Yeah, I bet he can.
Jesus, John.
What?
All right, Jesse. So, well, Jesse and John.
Sorry, someone
Um,
redeemed cat, so you have to find a cat.
My cat was already on screen. You saw me doing my thing.
Wait, no, put your fucking answer down. I haven't given the trivia or
Oh,
played
oh
the
my
third
God.
song.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
Johnny. That's truly impressive, John.
So, trivia for this game. This game features 3 brand new abilities to the series. One comes from a mushroom, one comes from a flower, and one comes from a fruit.
Ugh.
That sounds so quite compared to the others.
Just wait for the vocals.
All right.
Wow, David.
Now, Johnny,
I-
you have an answer?
I
Do not.
wonder what this could be.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Gentlemen, we have a hat trick. Everyone is correct.
Johnny's quick on everything tonight.
Everyone is correct and says Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yep.
I almost expected the hat trick sound again. You
Should have
don't-
gotten it during the trivia.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. What a game. I figured somebody would jump in on there.
I have not
Sure.
played it yet.
Yeah, it's your game, man. I'm letting you have it.
It's I enjoyed the new Super Mario Brothers games. And then I played this and I said, wait a minute, we got 4 new Super Mario Brothers games when we could have had this?
Yeah, big
this-
problem.
This game is amazing. And John, you've played it, yes?
I am in the process of playing it. It's it is quite fun. And my first impression of it, really, having not completed it, is, wow, this really makes the new Super Mario Brothers games look so much worse in comparison. Like, I like those games too. They were fun, but they weren't this fun. Like, they,
Yeah.
At no point did I think the new Super Mario Brothers games were clever. Like this, it just throws the whole thing into stark relief. Like, wow, they could have done so much more on those other games.
Jesse, you said you unfortunately have not yet played it. Johnny, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you have not played this.
Is this the one where?
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, you have not played this.
You're struggling to even come up with a fucking bit.
You turned into the bee.
So-
Is that this one? That's the new one, right?
The best way that I can describe this for you two is, you remember playing like Mario 3 and Mario World, and you would come into like some weird one-off level, like the sand level in the Desert Kingdom where the angry sun comes at you, or like that one level in Super Mario World where you have to keep getting balloons to like puff up and float through the level. Like, remember those? This game is made out of levels like that. Like, every game has some silly, fun, wacky gimmick. And that's even before you get to the Wonder Flowers, which completely turn everything upside down and crazy. Part of me really wants to talk about my favorite effects, but I truly don't want to spoil anything. I will say, and I don't think this is too bad because it's like the second or third level, and Nintendo even like put out a playthrough of the level to say, like, look at Mario Wonder and how wacky it is. Like, I was looking at the Wonder effects and thinking, like, okay, you turn into enemies or the pipes come alive. Like, okay, it's not going to get crazy. And again, in like the second or third level, you get it. The music changes, the stage turns into an auto scroller, and the enemies come out and sing at you, and it turns into a musical number. And it was at that point I was like, okay, I have no idea what this game's going to do next, and I'm very excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sorry. Did I hear you right? Did you say that each level has a unique hook even without the Wonder Flowers? Because I kind of, I kind of disagree on that. Like, I love the game. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the Wonder Flowers make up a lot of ground in terms of like the game's charm. And other than that, it kind of is in most cases more of the new Super Mario Brothers games. Like the levels, they're nice. They look nice. The music's good. I like the new setting. The Flower Kingdom is cool, but I feel like the Wonder Flowers kind of make up for a little bit of a lack of originality on the part of a lot of the rest of the game. I don't mean that terribly critically. It's, the Wonder Flowers are kind of the whole point. Every level has some crazy section to it, but you're still going through your grassland, your ice world, your water area, fire area, like I don't know. It's barely, it's not even a criticism. It's something I've noticed. Like it's not like some wowing. It's not some awesome new like Mario that they're putting out there. It's a great tried and true Mario formula with a new coat of paint and Wonder Flowers added to it. And again, I don't mean that terribly critically.
I do see where you're coming from, but I do think that the levels by themselves, even without the Wonder Flowers, are still really solid, fun platforming challenges.
Sure.
And there are some, as you get later into the game, that are more unique on their own. But yeah, it's a really solid Mario adventure that goes crazy with all these gimmicks. And the 3 new power-ups, including Elephant Mario from the Elephant Fruit,
Right.
are a ton of fun. And I did not mean that to be a pun.
No, but it's bound to have come up by now. You can't be the first person that thought that about the elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Your bits are not terribly original.
I
Yeah,
will
next
say,
time, try to truncate them.
Boo, boo.
God damn.
That's a better sound.
Yeah.
I will say, I actually think I like the bubble flower the most out of all of them because
It's really fun.
it literally gives you bubble powers. Like you trap enemies in bubbles, they turn into coins to collect, and you can also jump off of them. It's bubble.
It's dope. Now, one thing that I will say that I am surprised by how much I'm enjoying it and how much of a bigger role it plays in the game is all the badges. I think that's the real game changer here, and I think they should have been doing that shit way earlier. Like, there's all these collectible badges. I'm talking to Johnny now. And you get different abilities. A lot of them have to do with your jumping ability. You can add an extra double jump, or you can make your characters do the Super Mario Brothers 2 hold down to charge up a big jump. Or there'll be it's like a rhythmic high jump. If you jump on time, like Mario 64, you get a big jump. But then there's also ones that do shit like, coin magnet, pull in all the coins to you. There's ones that just add the P-switch blocks from Super Mario World to levels where there were no blocks before, so it just makes it a little easier. And then there's the really strange ones that I can't see really having much fun with outside of the levels they're originally introduced in, like the hyper dash where you fly through the air running on air, or the one where you're constantly jumping, like spring shoes. Like some of these, it's clear they're just silly and out there, but other ones, I can't. I didn't even mention the grappling hook, fucking like plant power up. Like you can do a fucking hook shot move, like Bionic Commando.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The only way I knew about that was because of David's drawing. I was like, oh, there must be a cool hook shot plant you get.
It's pretty fucking fun. Like it's not my favorite because I like the jump mechanic that they have. You jump and press the button like New Super Mario Brothers, do a little twist in the air to delay your fall a little bit. Keep the height on that jump. But yeah, where you go using the grappling hook flower plant, it's pretty fucking fun. It's pretty good.
I was gonna say the grappling, I think it's called like the grapple vine or something. It's not the most useful one, but I used it as often as I could because it was just a lot of fun to use. And the badges add a shit ton of replayability because you can equip them going into different levels. So it's fun to see like, oh, well, maybe I'll try this badge in this level. It was in one of the first or second, it was very early in the game. I went back and replayed the level and I put on the exclamation block badge, and it actually led me to a hidden area that I didn't see before. So I was like, wait a minute. I kind of feel like I want to replay every single level with this badge on now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it also extends to the characters because you can play as so many characters and they all basically play the same. Nabbit and the Yoshis are kind of easy mode because they don't take damage, but you don't get power-ups.
That really pisses my son off. He is really upset that there's not an easy mode that also allows him to get the power-ups. He's angry, like actively angry at the Yoshis. Like, Dad, I don't want to play as the Yoshis anymore. I'm like, well, son, you're not very good at the game, so you're really gonna have to figure this out. And no, he's pissed.
Have you told him to like write a letter to Nintendo?
Oh yeah, okay. I delivered it for him.
Oh,
hand delivered to my uncle who works there. He knows.
But in addition to, so you can play as all these different characters. Every character has hidden blocks in certain levels. Like you can find them just by randomly jumping around. But if you play as Luigi and there's a Luigi block, as you approach it, it'll kind of like flash. So it kind of incentivizes you to pick different characters in different levels. Which I did. I tried to balance my character selection, but I'll be real. I mostly played as Daisy because you could never play as Daisy before this. And that seemed really fun.
True that. I that's a strange thing. I haven't played as Daisy at all. I don't know. I don't have the love for her that you have, David. But you make a good point with the blocks that only appear for certain characters. I really hadn't considered that. I've been sticking mostly with Mario and Luigi, mixing in the Princess Peach every now and then. But
there's I'm going to keep this vague due to spoilers, but there's like a challenge level. There are certain levels that are kind of like mini challenges. There's one where it was very hard to figure out where to go until I found a hidden block for one of the toads. I was like, that makes this kind of easy. Interesting.
Good to know. Yeah, I should try to mix it up a little bit more. Do you know, are there specific blocks for the Yoshis and Nabbit? Because I don't really want to play as them.
I think so, but also at the same time, I mean, all of the blocks just give you like an extra power up, an extra life, or maybe like a bunch of coins. So it's not like you can't beat a level unless you select this character.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
but sometimes it's just nice to have a convenient power up.
I only played as Yoshi once. And it was one of the badge challenge levels where you had to use the invisibility badge. And I just needed that flutter jump because I couldn't see where the fuck I was going.
Yeah, that was that's among the badges that I think has no real application. Like, why the fuck would you want to play the game with your character completely invisible? Good Lord. Yeah, man, in the interest of not spoiling it for anybody that might be listening that hasn't, actually played the game, it really is a ton of fun. I don't want to just start listing off levels that have, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not really a spoiler to say, that you enjoyed the parts that did this. It's not like we're going to list what levels they happen in.
Is it a spoiler if it's a lightning round?
Here it goes.
Lightning round.
I'm
just
not
gonna
gonna
name
lie.
the things we like.
I'm not gonna lie. I almost made a lightning round. Like, is this a Wonder Flower effect or not?
Yeah.
But then I would
What might
spoil
actually
some of the
happen?
best ones, and I was like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the ones that, I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, if you don't tell people when they're going to happen, like, is it really going to fucking bother them to eventually discover them? Because, like, I like the ones where it speeds up the action on the levels and makes it really hectic and hard to play. And it's a fun challenge. I like the ones where you turn into the enemies and Mario just looks very silly with, it's like you're a little Goomba with a mustache on. It's very funny. I think the ones that stand out are the ones where we haven't really even touched on the fact that there's new enemies in the game. Some of the Wonder Flowers turn you into some of these new enemies, and you get to use their wacky abilities. What are the things that jump real high, David? Are they called hoppy cats?
Yes, they jump every time that you jump.
Yeah, they jump when your character jumps, so that kind of fucks you over on the platforming stuff. At some point, you turn into one of those, and so you get a fun jumping challenge. Which it's nice to mix up Mario with a fun jumping challenge. You just don't get enough of those playing as Mario. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have to go through all the fucking things, all the levels that we love. There's a ton, and that's the thing. Really, I've been enjoying it. There's a ton of levels. The badge challenges, break things up nicely. The levels that are like break time, where like there's no real consequences and you can't die. It just does something kind of silly. Those are fun. There's the challenge rooms where you have to beat up enemies using the different power-ups and like make it out in a certain time. They're like literally time attacks because you're attacking enemies. Those are fine. I mean, there's a lot of variety in the game. It's a lot of fun. There's just, again, really only serves to highlight the fact that the Super Mario Brothers side-scrolling games have been lackluster for years. Like, man.
I was really surprised too, because the game kind of blends like half the walk to each level, like level selection, and half like open area where you can kind of explore. And as you explore in the open area, you can actually find like hidden coins, items, and a few hidden levels, which I didn't realize until I went back. I was like, we could have been having this for 20 years. Like, what the fuck? I've
been enjoying the levels where you find the secret exits and it opens up more of the world. You find the pipes to warp to, little hidden spots in the different worlds.
I
The one I played most recently, the fire area, the lava area. You know, there's a fuckload of levels in that fucking area. Like, it was just like one after another. I just kept discovering more things, and then eventually, man, you get to the special courses. You know, first time I got to the special world, that shit whooped my ass. Like, I haven't been as angry at a fucking Mario course. Like, I haven't been this angry at a Mario course in a long fucking time. That first special course I got to, I think it's the one from World 2. It's like the timed rhythmic jumping thing where like the acid's rising after you, and it's got to be like, you know, fucking perfect time jumps. Man, it brought me back to my old fucking just bang my head against a wall, fucking use 30, 40, 50 lives until I fucking get it right kind of gameplay style. I haven't played something like that in a while. It pissed me off. Pissed me off good.
You reminded me of one final thing I wanted to say. There are flowers in the background that talk. And
those fucking things.
At first I was like, oh, I'm going to turn these off. These are going to be annoying. But I never did. And it's cool because half the time they're like helpful, because you had mentioned secret exits. Like, there are some levels, if a level has a secret exit, you'll get to the end and the flower will be, hey, why'd you come this way? Like,
right. Yeah. Good job, buddy.
I think I missed something here. And the other half of the time, they say the most fucked up things. Like, there's a level by the beach and everything, and you pass by a flower and he says, like, you know, I heard the ocean tastes like my tears. Like, what?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Or
It's
the
weird.
one where it's like, where there's the enemies that will like chase after anything and eat them. It's like, I wonder what Goombas taste like.
Yeah.
That's
What?
great.
Yeah, you're a flower. So
Yeah.
fucking keep that thought to yourself.
God, when you said they say
Jeez.
fucked up things, I thought you were gonna say like, oh yeah, one time I mailed a box of my own shit to somebody, you know, when I got pissed at them or something like that. Like, that's not that fucked up what they're saying. It's fine. Get out of here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. All these flowers are just like deviant teenagers. But no, they are. It's a nice. It's a whimsical fucked up. You know, at no point do they, you know, talk about like actually, you know, murdering somebody or doing something. You know, no, it's still a Mario game after all. So, but yeah, they say weird shit for a Mario game. It's
There's one. It's an underwater level, and you find like 3 of them, and they're like, "We're just here, floating. This is our existence." Like, oh God, that's so bleak.
Yeah. Thanks. Sounds like the Mario movie rubbing off on the game a little bit.
Yeah.
So, thanks a lot, Illumination. Really appreciate that. You know, stay out of the fucking games, you jerks. David, yeah, this game's great. We got to revisit it soon. Johnny, when's the next time we do a redo episode?
Oh, you
Quick,
know, I was
multiply 26.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that recently, but I didn't figure out what number it's going to be. It's coming up soon. Like, we're
Yeah.
due.
Hold on. This is 356. 364. We'll see you in a couple of months for another round of Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So, David, shall we?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent.
Game
Onward and upward.
2.
right, guys. So at one point in the game, you are given the command to, quote, master the keys by typing them repeatedly. All right, who's got some answers?
Damn, just like that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Jesse says typing of the fruit, which is incorrect. David says Mario teaches fruits salads by way of typing, which is incorrect. And John says Mavis Beacon teaches typing, which is correct enough. This is Mavis Beacon teaches typing 9.
Damn.
Wait, is this
I'm
a
sorry.
game?
9?
9?
Is this
9.
a game?
I think it's a game. It's got little typing mini games in it, which is where the fruit comes in. There is a mini game where you play a grocery store clerk, and that's how they teach you the number pad. Is as items come across the belt, it tells you the item code, and you gotta type that in real quick using the number pad.
Wow.
So yeah, there's little mini games in this. And yes, number 9 released 1999. The first game came out in 1987, I think. So they're doing about 1 year ish, give or take.
That's awesome, man.
And then like Mavis Beacon teaches typing 10 also came out like 1999. They're really just cramming these things out.
So does Mavis Beacon still teach typing? Like, is this is this just something that doesn't like play anymore?
No, you can buy the latest Mavis Beacon teaches typing on Steam. Like they still make these.
Word.
And it's the same.
Do people still need them though? Like, like don't people know how the types work by now? Like, fucking,
How the
I mean,
types work.
We
fire
do,
beats
but, like,
grass,
kids probably don't.
water beats fire. Fucking, ghost is like weak to psychic. Like it, I don't think kids. I think kids these days kind of just know these types. They don't need Mavis Beacon teaching them.
Yeah, goddamn. I wish that in 1999 we had a Mavis Beacon teaches us Pokemon types kind of game.
Oh man.
Right? Wouldn't it have been better?
But, I saw a great video of somebody speedrunning this game.
What?
What?
You did?
It was Mavis
How do you
Beacon teaches typing
speedrun a
9,
typing game?
like speedrun world record. I don't think there's any other attempts on this. Like
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, it's pretty easy to speedrun a typing game. You're just really good at fucking typing. Like, I don't know, you just don't miss. Fucking,
I love the idea
you're an
too of,
adult that
like-
took keyboarding and business skills in high school. It's not that hard to beat this game. Ugh.
I like the idea
God.
of the world record speed run of this game being like 2 hours, only because nobody else has bothered to try. Like, someone could definitely beat this time, but who the fuck is going to attempt that?
Right. Fucking, we're all waiting on Mavis herself to come back. And, she's been a recluse for years, man. Like, what is she up to? I mean, talk about fucking, like, sex symbols of the 90s that came and went. What happened to Mavis Beacon?
Well, Mavis Beacon is a fictional character, so she's eternal in a sense.
What?
There's no actual person named Mavis, or maybe there is somebody named Mavis Beacon, but the Mavis
There
Beacon
better
you
be.
see on the box is not like that's just made up. That's just somebody made this person up using, I think, just stock photos back in the day.
What? She's you're gonna tell me she's the Aunt Jemima of the typing world?
Like
Ba-
Will Wright.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. And her, if you'll notice, if you look across the covers of the games as they come out over the years, like her style changes to match whatever is, current at the time that the game comes out. Like she's just
Right.
she's whatever you need her to be, basically. She's a fictional.
I remember that. Yeah. There was that 1998 one where she had like the backwards Fred Durst hat.
Oh man.
Yeah. God. Yeah. I was doing all that typing for the Nookie, but turns out I was barking
Come
on the wrong
on.
tree because Mavis Beacon is a fictional character. I'm disappointed to learn that.
2007.
Yeah.
She's got the emo haircut going on.
Hell yeah.
Mavis
God.
Chemical Romance.
Whoa.
God, I played the
that
hell
was
out
the
of that.
easiest one. Just had to type I'm not okay, and you had to hold down the O and then hold down the K.
And then in parentheses, I promise.
Right. It's strange though. You would think if you're going to extend this, if you're going to yell out "Oh, okay," you would just hold down O and then add a K at the end. You don't stretch the K. What's that about? Like, that doesn't really track. But I don't know. That's just We'll check the style guide on how to elongate fucking various word sounds. Man, Johnny, I can't believe that you would follow up a Mario game with a Mavis Beacon game. We've had now the two most prolific typing teachers of the 90s on the show right off the bat. How are you going to do that? My other question, in what way is this on theme? Like,
Well, again,
all I
there's
know about Mavis Beacon teaching typing is that she is now a confirmed fictional black woman and that there is typing. Where's the fruit?
so one of the games you can play in this, one of the mini games, you are a supermarket cashier, and you have items that come across the conveyor belt, and their code comes up, and you have to type in the code that matches that item. So bananas come up, you got to type in 4011. And
I was about to say supermarket cashier is one of the only jobs that requires no typing. It's like, why the fuck would that be their example?
well, back in 1999, they did not have the touchscreen systems they have today. You actually did have to type in the codes.
Yeah.
real
Sometimes,
fast.
yeah, but you still mostly just had to beep, 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 beep. It's not that serious. Like, 4011 for bananas, big
Yeah,
fucking deal. That's not that serious.
You don't get the beep 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 for the fruit, John, and that's how this comes in. You got to type in those fruit codes.
Wow, man. They really were playing to the never going to go to college audience here. This is fucked up. Like, learn how to key in fucking supermarket fruit. That's thanks, Mavis.
And,
Jeez.
yeah, I tried playing this and I kept failing because my default when I'm doing any kind of self-checkout situation is everything is 4011. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
everything comes across, I'm like, yeah, 4011. Like,
Right, yeah.
whole
But,
pizza,
they should have a
4011.
Mavis Beacon teaches you how to steal from Whole Foods. It's just, oh, what is this? It's rice and beans. It is. Trust me, it's definitely a cup of rice and beans. Don't open it. No, don't look. And then you just start grabbing everything and run.
And yeah, I was loving the little cashier checkout, grocery checkout, mini game because like some of the things that cross the aisle are like an unwrapped thing of cheese, an entire
Oh, yeah.
an entire pizza, like not in a box or anything. I was like,
Johnny,
God.
it was the 90s. We've all been there. Yeah, I used to go to Albertsons and get the unwrapped cheese all the time. That's the good cheese.
Free cheese.
Man. I'm saying, you want that room temperature unwrapped cheese. Mavis knows what's up, man. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to teach you to shop thrifty, man. Mavis Beacon teaches you fucking, frugality is what it is.
Well, so I don't know about you guys, but I feel like grocery stores have caught on to our shenanigans because I feel like they announce certain things louder because they know it's suspicious. Like when I'm at the self checkout, it's like, you type in the code. It's like, please put your pomegranate in the bag, and you put your pomegranate in the bag. Then you type in the next code. Please put your bananas in the bag. Somebody come look. You type in bananas.
Hey, typed in something cheap. Better check him. Can't trust it. I get it.
Sir, these are plantains.
Yeah. How dare you?
Sir, this is an entire beef brisket. Oh,
Yeah.
what? Oh, damn it.
This is just a big pile of PlayStation 5 games. How are you trying to pull this off right now?
Where did you get these? We don't even sell them.
This isn't bananas. This is jeans. Like, yeah.
Where'd you get all this
empty your
Bitcoin?
bag? Yeah. How are you even buying these Bitcoins? These aren't bananas. These are Pokemon cards.
Yeah. It's not very
you caught
effective.
me. Yeah, you caught the tuna. Well, Johnny, I like this window into your madness, man. I like your paranoia at trying to steal from grocery stores. This is good.
Based on
Johnny
typing
content.
programs.
Yeah, exactly. Mavis Beacon put all these fucking anarchist ideas in your head on how to get away with stealing from corporations, which is just. It simply is. She tells you that at the end of every lesson. There's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Thank you, Mavis.
That was always my favorite part of finishing one of the mini games where Mavis comes out and says, remember, if you see somebody take something from the grocery store without paying, no, you didn't.
Yes, precisely. Mavis, she was an icon. Johnny, this is quite a pick, Johnny. This is, there's a lot going on.
I had to go and find a copy of this on CD and dig into the CD and find the original WAV files to get the music out of this.
Wow, you did some
Jesus
It's
Christ.
not a
hard
soundtrack that
work.
anybody's provided as a handy rip online. This took some digging.
Why not?
Why would they?
Couldn't find Mavis on fucking KH Insider or fucking the Squid board. You can there's no rips of this.
None of my usual resources.
God damn. We got to write the fucking sitting on clouds guy and tell him, hey, you need you're way behind on the Mavis Beacon archive.
Or right, Mavis.
That's a good idea.
We should get Mavis on the show.
I'm looking at her now, and Johnny, I'm not buying that she's fictitious. I think that she is a real person, and I'm confident that she is currently a Supreme Court justice, recently appointed. It's going to be really difficult at this point to get Mavis Beacon on the show.
Or easy.
Maybe. We just got to get all the way to the Supreme Court, baby. But man, Mavis, what a snack. We'll be seeing her soon. As soon as all those lawsuits come through and we end up in the Supreme Court, baby.
Whatever it takes.
David's radiator's going off again. It's time to move on.
Is it really? Fuck.
Game 3.
All right, gentlemen. This game is actually a remake of a game that was only released in Japan, but the remake was released everywhere else. It kept most of the gameplay systems from the original game, um, with the exception of a new system called Trooper Cards. These were like various cards that you could use in combat that would like do special abilities and whatnot, and they all had different characters on them. But in January, uh, they announced a free downloadable content that added some elite generals, including Kenny Omega from All Elite Wrestling.
誘惑上等どんとこい石津侍ここに健在そやそやそやそやそやそやそや不倫だの浮気だの加減にしやしゃせ大事な人一途に愛してくだしゃんせ何人だ何十人だひけらかすやからは窓のに抜かれて地獄に落ちるがいい男は紋章かうまく定めさそなてめ都合の言い訳は許しゃしねこちらの水が甘かろがこちらの蜜がうまかろがされても生まれて何をされても揺るがる純情誘惑上等どんとこい俺は一途侍俺だって煩悩に負けそうな日もあるさそれでも心情曲げずにぐっとこらえて我慢しろ気も毎日じゃ飽きるからたまにはつまみ食いしたいなんて地獄に教えないそういや今夜の美女だけの宴
All right, let's see some answers. Okay, Johnny says Mavis Beacon teaches everything. That is incorrect. David, let's see. Okay, Fruit Ninja Extreme. That's incorrect. And John with the correct answer. Like a Dragon Ishin.
Now, real quick, Jesse, before you get into this, I want to see if David, before that last song goes out of your head, did you notice that there is a distinct similarity between that Like a Dragon Ishin karaoke song and the Squid Sisters song from Splatoon?
I did not notice.
Gonna need you to
Now
go
I
back and
wanna
listen to it, man. Yeah,
I was going to say, now I want to re-listen to it.
Yeah.
they have a similar rhythm at some point. It's awesome, awesomely alarming. Sorry, Jesse, I was
No,
bring that up.
that's fine. It's fun when songs sound like other songs and stuff.
Especially when they're being sung by two pairs of very different characters.
Yeah.
Like the characters in Like a Dragon Ishin and the Squid Sisters from Splatoon, who otherwise have very little in common.
Well, I mean, you do catch some squid in the game, so in the
Right.
fishing mini game. But that's
True that.
This fucking game rules. like okay, so I started up Like a Dragon again, and I'm on like chapter 10, and I was like, okay, I just got to chapter 10. I'm gonna take a little break And for the weekend, I'm going to try this new Like a Dragon Ishin that it just showed up on Game Pass. And so I started playing that, and it's basically like a Yakuza game, but in like the 1800s. It's like right when Japan started getting firearms. So like,
Okay.
so that you like there's like pistols and and samurai swords and stuff. It's that like real right before like the end of the samurai basically.
Oh, so like during the era of Tom Cruise's movie, The Last Samurai.
Maybe a little bit before that, but it might be around the same time. I'm not sure.
I think it's before.
Okay, but it in fact, like you have 4 styles that you can fight with. You have like a melee, just punching, brawler. That's what it's called. And then you have like your swordsman, which is just you're holding your sword with 2 hands. You've got the gunman, which is just you just use your pistol. But then the one that I love using is the wild gunman, which is pistol in one hand, sword in the other. And
that's
like,
the shit.
You do some crazy, like just some dumb moves, and it's stupid because after the fight, like the dudes get up and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry," and I'm like, "No, the stuff I did to you just now, you should be dead." Like
super dead.
Like one of the things you do is like you can like you stab them with your sword, and then you pull the sword out, and then you shoot them where you stabbed them. And it's like, that just seems... And then there's also one where you do the reverse, where you shoot them, and then you stab them where you shot them. And it's like...
See, oh, man. That's a good idea. Start the wound for them, and then insert a sword into it. That's brutal.
And then I recently got this move where you like slash... Like, you have to be near a wall to do this one. So you slash towards them, and they back into it. And then you like stick your foot up onto their chest to hold them against the wall, and then you pull your pistol out and just like shoot 3 bullets into their neck. And it's like, that motherfucker is not getting up going, "Sorry, sir, sorry." Yeah, he's fucking deceased.
It's prone to, it's bound to get an apology. But I'm confused by it because like, were handguns really a thing in 1860s Japan? Like, are they taking liberties here?
I mean, that's about when they started bringing them over and whatnot.
I suppose,
David, you might know.
Yeah,
David, you're the Japanophile here.
Well, history person, but it was in the mid to late 1800s that Japan like opened up their borders, and America, I think England too, like didn't necessarily want to colonize it, but they were trying to get an influence, and Japan was like, yeah, we need to modernize because what are these projectile weapons that aren't bows and arrows? Like, fuck, we're behind.
Not great. Yeah, these samurai swords are dope and all, but you just shot me with a gun. We gotta catch up. This is bad.
Yeah, some of the people like NPCs will like comment on that, be like, "Oh, you see, there, someone brought in more guns into our city, and like it's going to be a matter of time before you won't be solving things with swords anymore." Yes. And it's like, yeah, it's weird.
Well, the good news is that history didn't really bear that out. Japan kind of doesn't have the gun problem that a lot of countries have.
Yeah,
not even a lot of countries. Our country. So not specific to this country, but it's an American problem more so than the Japanese problem, the gun thing. It'd be cool if America still had a sword control problem. That would be pretty fucking dope. But
swords will fucking kill you.
I'm okay with that. I can run from a sword.
Yes, they will.
Yeah. Like it's it's those guns that get you. It's just not good. If somebody threw a sword at me from a few hundred yards away, well, it was my time. But it's just we don't have to get into that.
Like, you've never heard of a drive-by swording, that's just not a thing.
I really wish we had those, quite frankly. Like, listen, you see my fucking stupid ass screen name. I'm all about that gangsta shit. So fucking throw a samurai sword in the mix. I mean, this is totally my shit.
I just imagine somebody driving a car and sticking their hand out the window and be like, kawaii, and then throwing a sword out of it.
Hawaii.
Fucking, Snoop Dogg fucking chopping someone's head off. Man, what a time.
That wouldn't be more of like a Wu-Tang thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, if Wu-Tang could have made drive-by sword killings a thing, they definitely would have. If they could have turned Staten Island into a fucking like an ancient samurai colony through their actions, they surely would have by now. People would settle disputes with like shadow boxing, fucking, there'd be shogun assassins all over the place. It'd be the shit. People would just push their kids around and, rigged up baby carts with all kinds of weapons inside of them. Guys, we should get into watching some samurai movies.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang, they had good taste, man.
There's also Last Dragon. Last Dragon has that one shogun of, I think, Harlem showed up. That guy's pretty awesome.
Gotta have shown up. Fuck. Yeah, the baby cart thing. For those not in the know, that's Lone Wolf and Cub. Those movies fucking rule.
Oh
yeah. Jesse, have you watched Lone Wolf and Cub or Shogun Assassin?
I was more of a Zatoichi guy. So
Zatoichi's pretty dope, man. Blind Samurai.
Yeah.
I love that shit. We should watch some Lone Wolf and Cub. Johnny, real quick, Google the names, the subtitles of the Lone Wolf and Cub movies for me. I need that rundown. They're all very good. But yeah, Lone Wolf and Cub, disgraced samurai and his baby, and he pushes the baby around in a cart that has awesome samurai swords and shit in it.
Are you ready? You ready for some subtitles here?
Yeah, give me those Lone Wolf and Cub subtitles real quick, and then we can get back on Like a Dragon.
You got Sword of Vengeance.
Yes.
You got Baby Cart at the River Styx.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You got Baby Cart to Hades.
Yep.
Baby Cart in Peril.
Uh-huh.
Baby Cart in the Land of Demons.
I'm sensing a theme here.
White Heaven and Hell.
Fuck yeah, that's a great name.
And then Shogun Assassin.
Yeah, all good. Tells you what you're getting. A troubled man and his awesome baby cart.
And also he's a Shogun Assassin.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay,
all right.
so there's a baby.
No spoilers. We got to watch these movies, man. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Like a Dragon, Ishin. So is this essentially just it's a feudal samurai story, or not feudal, but like 1860 samurai story, and pretty much all the characters are just the gangster fucking Yakuza guys from the previous Yakuza games. Like,
it's like they're being played by those guys. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Because it's like they don't typically have like the same personalities per se.
No, but it's just that one guy. Like it's the guys with their intense looks. That's all you need.
Yeah. It's great.
Awesome.
And the story's been really cool. There was this one part where you have to have a fist fight in a bathhouse. It's like two naked guys fighting, and that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And so
you gonna punch him in the nuts?
Well, you can't see like your junk because there's lots of steam, and the steam is, it's very cleverly done. It's funny.
Say no more. Yeah. Perfectly designed fight.
And so that's real cool. So the fruit aspect of this game is
it's hidden behind the steam.
Well, there's that.
In the banana hammocks.
So there is a farming mini game, which unfortunately I have not gotten to. However, I did discover a fruit related thing in this game that is amazing, and so I just happened to have some when you level up, you get certain orbs for the different styles. And so I had one for Brawler, and I was looking through the Brawler tree, and I saw there was one. Let me see. Let me read what it says, because it's pretty great. It's God, I thought I had it pulled up. Well, basically, if you have an orange in your inventory, you you like do this move where you like sweep them behind their leg, and so as they're falling, you stuff an orange in their mouth, and then they fall on the ground, and then you fucking stomp the orange.
Dope.
So you make like orange juice in their mouth by,
Fuck
like,
yeah.
by like fucking curb stomping them. It's
Dude,
it's and it's like, if you have an orange in your inventory, just press Y next to your opponent. And I'm like,
Dude, I would
hell
always
yeah.
have an orange in my inventory. I would make
Yeah.
sure to have an orange in my
I
inventory.
went to the produce lady and bought 10 oranges.
Mm,
My
fork 'em up.
inventory, like you start with like 12 inventory slots when you start this game. So I had fucking 10 oranges in there. I'm like, I'm fucking ready.
Just in case.
Orange, you glad you found this samurai?
Fucking like a dragon rubber mouth. You got the 3 oranges in your mouth
Yeah.
and you fucking slash somebody.
I'm imagining the infomercial that's like, "Are you tired of how long it takes for you to make a fresh glass of orange juice in
Yeah.
the morning? There's an easier way."
Yeah. Like a dragon, the juice loosener. Oh man, I also would like to see the grapefruit version of that, where like you slash a guy up, trip him, and then like smush half a grapefruit in their face. Like, I think more citrus-based humiliation attacks really would it would bring a lot to almost every video game. Like, you should be able to humiliate somebody with a piece of fruit in pretty much every game you play. That's fucking awesome.
Now,
Man.
do they have a term for the move? Because as a Marylander, or somebody living in Maryland now, I mean, I'd call it like
Nope, Johnny just claimed it. Johnny's a Marylander now.
I'd call it the orange crush or the grapefruit crush. You know, it
No,
makes
it
a lot of
has a
sense to
name.
me.
It is called.
It's called orange crush now.
Yeah, it's called a Baltimore Crush.
The Essence of Mikan. It's a novel technique to place a mandarin in the mouth of an enemy, then make fresh orange juice.
I'm surprised it's not a naval technique.
Is that on
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary? That sounds like a gross sex move from Urban Dictionary.
No, it's on fucking Yakuza.
Oh, it's on their website. Jesus Christ. Damn, dude, you got the skill tree up on the fucking video. Whew.
It's a fucking
fully into
really
this.
cool game. Like, I highly recommend this game.
No, truly, Jesse, this really seems like a game made for guys like you or exactly you. Like, Sega beat 'em up with fucking, like, I don't know, rad-ass anachronistic Japanese shit going on, and also Kenny Omega DLC.
Yeah, I haven't got that
So
far yet.
like, they really are going after the Jesse Moore market with this game.
And there's like other mini games. There's like fishing. I started playing Mahjong, and I might kind of sort of understand how it works.
Might be a Mahjong guy now.
So it's pretty fun. It's making these little pairs and these triplets and something called like a dragon hand. I don't know.
Sounds appropriate for the game.
But it's a neat game. I got Yakuza Fever. I think this one's a kind of a shortish game, which is cool. And then I'll go back to Like a Dragon. And then there's the new Like a Dragon Gaiden that's on Game Pass now, which is like
Oh,
you play as Kiryu, and it's more of like a beat 'em up like this one. So lots of Yakuza going on. Sega's just fucking killing it lately.
yeah. Now, David, I want to know, did you see the trailer for the new feature in the upcoming Yakuza, what is it, Infinite Wealth?
Yes.
David, did you see this? I shared it in Discord recently. The new, it's a new mode in the new Yakuza game. I'm trying to find ways to get David into new games. Did you happen to watch this video I shared?
I think I missed it. I'm sorry to say.
So essentially, the new Yakuza game that's coming out pretty soon, and I guess I'm sorry, they're called Like a Dragon now. They're not Yakuza anymore. But the new Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth has a side game where you travel to a tropical island and build your house and meet the locals and help them build their houses. And you can kind of like change the island and a bunch of different ways. It's an Animal Crossing game that they inserted into the new Like a Dragon game, David.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah,
It looks
like it just it's just all the fucking Like a Dragon characters on an island game where you're building houses and like cultivating a new resort paradise. You know, as somebody that's spent a lot of time playing Animal Crossing New Horizons, I'm not sure how appealing that still is to you, but just picture, instead of, you know, your cute little character and Tom Nook, you're a Japanese gangster, and you know, I don't know, it's kind of a fresh take. They're doing interesting things with this series.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
funny
he's-
because in just Like a Dragon, there's like a Mario Kart mini game. So it's like they're just taking all of Nintendo's lunch.
I was gonna say I didn't hear about that either. Shit. Yeah, that sounds great. I gotta get into these games, man. I fucking, you know, I downloaded Yakuza 0 and played a little bit of it, and it was pretty cool. You know, I was waiting to get to the karaoke to really get into it, and I never quite made it there. But man, all the shit there and putting in these new games and all the you know, silliness really sounds appealing. Yeah, and I mean, really, Jesse, best of all, you can fucking jam an orange in somebody's mouth and curb stomp them and make orange
Yeah.
juice with it. That's fucking. I mean, like, you know,
I'm definitely using the brawler style a little bit more now because
yeah, just knowing you can do that.
I didn't realize that. So like you can just like grab stuff on the ground and when you're using that style, which is pretty cool too. Like there's the combat in this game is real good.
I just love picturing. Yeah, I love the absurdity of, you know, gameplay mechanics like that, and then picturing that actually taking place, like the events of the game actually taking place. So you're a samurai enforcer guy and you beat the shit out of somebody and curb stomp orange juice into their mouth, and then it's like, all right, well, I gotta go, you know, talk to the next boss or next guy up. I should probably go back to the fucking orange store real quick and get a couple more oranges just in case I need to kick somebody else's ass. Better go pick a few oranges before I go up to the fucking Shogun. Like,
Don't need the
just in
sword
case.
anymore.
God,
Yeah,
I
exactly, you know.
I would love that Animal Crossing where you have to go pick oranges from a tree before you kick someone's ass.
Yeah.
God, I mean, an Animal Crossing that would allow you to curb stomp Tom Nook with an orange in his mouth.
There's
You
some
know,
orange
it
juice.
would be living the dream, baby. Like, you'd fucking just evict Tom Nook from your Animal Crossing game via curb stomping. Yeah, it's fucking your island now, baby. Like, that sounds good, Johnny. You might have just came up with Nintendo's next hot idea. Fucking, you know, Animal Crossing is a good series. People love it, but they haven't been able to fucking curb stomp anybody until now. So let's work on that. That's, you know, that's the next step. Violence. Jesse, this game's great, man. Great pick. Anything else?
No, it's awesome.
I think we got there. Yeah, you're right. It clearly is awesome.
Game 4.
All right, so guys, each day in this game can be run in regular or chill mode. Chill mode reduces the number and the rate of gameplay occurrences to be processed, but it reduces your potential rewards from completing a day in the game. All right, guys. Let's see those answers. Oh, wow. Okay, so David says Pikmin 3, sadly incorrect. Johnny says drawing of a penis, sadly incorrect. And Jesse says Sim Doug, also incorrect. No, guys, this is a little game that's all about food. You in this game, you cook food and you serve it out of a food truck, and it's delicious. This game is Cook, Serve, Delicious 3.
I like that the title of the game is like commands, kind of.
Yes. Cook it, serve it.
How do you
Delicious.
delicious, John?
Delicious it.
You know, do you not, David? And maybe you just don't cook for very many people, but like when I set food in front of somebody, I tell them, delicious. And they fucking, yeah. If they don't fucking acknowledge that it's delicious, we're done here. Like,
Get out.
Cook Serve
Yeah.
Delicious sounds like the title of a Nickelodeon game show from the early 90s.
yes, it does. And yeah, I also like that somehow the punctuation of the game is cook, comma, serve, comma, delicious, exclamation point, 3, exclamation point, question mark. The 3 is a confused question about this game.
This happened?
As though this game, yeah, we made a third game. Cook, serve, delicious, 3.
Are there 2 others?
I mean, honestly, that's my question. This game actually has been in the radio for a long time. This was an old patron submission. Shout out to Akadar. Maybe if you ever listen to the show again, renew your patronage, add more soundtracks to the radio. You got good taste. Because Cook Serve Delicious 3, great soundtrack, fun, dare I say Doug-like soundtrack with a little fucking gonna, somebody's gonna open a door and Pork Chop's gonna come walking in and paint a gag next to the name of this game. Like, it's just a pleasant soundtrack with a little but to it. It's quite fun. The game, I'm not sure if it is fun. What an odd game this is. So this is Cook Serve Delicious 3. The first game in the Cook Serve Delicious series, you take on the role of an unnamed chef who takes over a failing restaurant, and it's like a real simple kind of like cook to order game. You have to choose the dishes that you're going to prepare to run a restaurant, and then like people come and place their orders, and you can get multiple orders at a time. And so it's like a time management thing as the game gets harder and harder. Like initially they come in and it's like, yeah, I want a hot dog, no ketchup. And so you have to like press H to start cooking the hot dog, and then you press M for mustard, and then you press spacebar to serve or whatever. But then, and so it's like real simple commands, but they start coming in fast and furious. It's a stressful restaurant simulator where you're like the only guy running the restaurant. Like, yeah, I want a hot pretzel, no sugar, extra cheese dip, that kind of thing. And you have to press the right combination of things. You're serving like drinks and dropping fried foods. And it's like, you got to hold down on the D-pad to, hold the fryer basket down long enough and then let it up to come out at the right time. Like everything's got extra steps. It's an interesting little game. The second game, I feel like, is just kind of a iteration on the first game based on what I know of it. I'm sure there are mechanics that some Cook Serve Delicious fan is screaming at me right now. But this third game,
I hope they're here.
yeah, God, yeah, I've been waiting for the Cook Serve Delicious army to descend upon this podcast. This is, I'm inviting you upon our show. So the third game, unfortunately, takes place in the not too distant future, where for some reason America has been destroyed by war, and your restaurant was destroyed as part of the war, and so you take on a food truck. And you're being driven around the country as part of a food truck competition. The person driving the truck is not a person. It's actually a set of robots. So there's 2 robots driving your food truck, and they also provide like exposition about America's fucking unfortunate downfall. And then,
is it unfortunate?
I mean, as somebody that lives in America and doesn't feel like experiencing this downfall, I'm going to say yes.
I was just about to say, if you're one of the idiots who lives there, yeah.
Right. Like in the early like exposition, like they, there's like an early cutscene that shows a map of America, but then it like morphs into the map of like this futuristic America, and like the entire state of Minnesota is on fire, and like Texas has an outline around it that is clearly just a wall of the entire border of the state of Texas. It's a sad dystopian vision of the future of America, but then it's just a cute little cooking game in which robots are driving you around the food truck to let you cook food for people. So you go town to town and try to sell your delicious foods, and it's like as the robots are driving and providing the exposition, you have to do like prep work. You have to prep your dishes, and then once people order, you got to make them to order. And it's as the game says, it's like a stressful kitchen simulator, which doesn't sound all that fun, but it sounds kind of cute. I don't know.
So it's the bear.
It is essentially the bear, and in this case, in 3, the post-apocalyptic bear. It's like, unfortunate. I prefer the actual bear, the one that takes place just in some fucking sandwich shop in Chicago, as opposed to the one that takes place in like a Mad Max future in which food trucks are trying to kill each other. I could really do without that plot point. I think just running a silly, stressful restaurant is silly and stressful enough, as illustrated by the TV show The Bear.
Dude,
Not so much the game.
that is the most fucking stressful show I've ever seen. Like,
And Johnny,
my
you
God.
never even worked in a restaurant.
I worked at a Kilwins.
That's not a fucking restaurant. That's a
What the
goddamn
fuck?
ice cream shop. That
So
is not even
fun.
close to the same thing.
Oh, man,
Not even close.
I love when it's anniversary date, taking my wife out to a nice candlelit meal at Kilwins.
Right, I buy her a pound of fudge, and Johnny makes us a waffle cone, and it's just a lovely date. Poor Johnny, he's so stressed making those waffle cones.
Listen,
Did
go-
you make reservations, honey? Oh, I sure did.
I'm so sorry. We're all booked up tonight. If you'll have reservations, you're not getting in.
Right, there's no tables here because this is an ice cream and taffy store. You need to leave now, please.
You fucked up.
Yeah, this is not what you thought it was at all. But yeah, no, I mean, having worked in a restaurant, the bear, it does at times feel like just fucking like suffering, like restaurant war flashbacks. Again, not equating working in a stressful restaurant to the horrors of
Shot
war,
at.
but like no, it's
Mustard,
essentially-
mustard gas, same thing.
it's kind of like that. It's just I have unpleasant memories attached to my time working in kitchens, and the bear, as good of a show as it is, activated several of them within me. So there is that. But
Dude, did you
Cook
see
Serve Delicious.
Did you see season 2 of The Bear?
Yeah, I saw every fucking episode of the bear.
Great, bro. Okay, just wanted to ask. We can move on from that. I'm just curious.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I don't feel like fucking revisiting that part of my fucking psyche. But good
Fuck is
show.
that? Did you see season 2 of The Bear? Yeah. All right, moving on. Okay.
Yeah.
David, have you seen a single episode of the bear?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, then I won't tell you to shut the fuck up. But until you see season 2, don't step to Johnny like that. People that saw season 2, they know.
It just
Listen.
made me laugh. It's like, have you seen season 2? Yeah. Okay. No
Yeah.
further questions.
Yeah, exactly. Irrelevant.
Like, I get it. I worked at a Kilwins. I understand it.
Again, I scooped ice cream for a living for several years of my teenage life.
It's
I
real hot
fucking
in there.
understand working at a stressful restaurant. Yeah, I also worked at a Blockbuster. If anybody's asking,
We saw
Um,
popcorn, that's food.
right? I had to upsell Blockbuster online. It was Netflix, but worse. You know how stressful that is.
Oh, dude, I upsold the shit out of that. That was such an easy upsell. Because here's,
Yeah, so did I.
because man, like the greatest thing I figured out was they're like, oh, you gotta do more Blockbuster Online. You gotta do more Blockbuster Online. They had this coupon to give out, and everybody else would ask like, hey, would you like a coupon for Blockbuster Online? And of course, everyone says no. I don't fucking want that. Get out of here.
Right.
My technique was I'd be like, hey man, I'm giving you a coupon to Blockbuster Online. Just scan it, and put it in their bag. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
you go to that back room. It's like, John, 300. Everybody else 10. Like,
Yeah, not complicated. Yeah, you're really eating into my Cook Serve Delicious time with that Blockbuster Online divergence. But yeah, no, that's good because there's not really a whole lot to say about Cook Serve Delicious. The food, visually pleasing.
How does it
Choosing your own.
taste?
That's a good question. I would think that in a case of making food in a post-apocalyptic food truck, there would be a concern about like food quality, but I didn't research the game enough to find out if that's really a thing that comes up.
Like radiation or sand or what?
Well, I feel like I think the game says like, oh well, we're serving in Wisconsin, but unfortunately all the dairies were destroyed, that kind of thing. So like we need to make things with less cheese than we would, and it's going to be hard to like satisfy these customers. I don't think it's like Fallout level, like America is still functioning. It's just not, they've seen better days, kind of like modern day America.
Okay.
But yeah, the game again. If they would, if they got rid of the futuristic dystopian hook, I'd be really into this for like trying it. But like, I don't know, man. I don't need a sad like story underlying the fucking cooking of pleasant food for this silly distraction of a video game. Like, I like a game in which you succeed at something, you cook aesthetically pleasing food, you make people happy. That would be enough for me. But yeah, the game, strange concept, but yeah, you make various things. There are fruits in play. I made sure of that. You can make a fruit salad. You can make a fucking like a cherries jubilee, a bananas Foster type thing. You put fruit on top of a fucking pancake for all I know. There's fruit in play, but fun game, interesting little soundtrack, interesting little series. I'm interested to see what punctuation they'll add if they do a Cook Serve Delicious 4. Johnny, say Cook Serve Delicious 4, but you can't end it with a question mark and exclamation point. Give us a read on that.
Okay, let's see here. Cook Serve Delicious 4.
What punctuation mark was that?
All of them.
Oh, okay. Well done, Johnny. You nailed it. You really captured the vibe there. Yeah, fun game, fun soundtrack. Let's move on.
Game 5.
There is an item in this game called GB Sounds. Despite the fact that this is supposed to sound like the original music from the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, none of the songs sound exactly like the originals. The reason why is because it doesn't perfectly emulate the original soundtrack because it uses a font for MIDI playback rather than generating actual 8-bit chiptunes. All right. Who's got some answers?
Yeah.
Oh, do we ever?
So, Johnny says Killwins. Incorrect. That is never the correct answer. Jesse says Pokemon Pineapple Party. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington has the correct answer. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Just want to give a shout out to our requester, Mork. This came from our Discord. Thank you, Mork, for the request. And yeah, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul. I really got to stop paying attention to the chat.
Focus up, David, please.
Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the DS remakes of the Game Boy sequels to the original Pokemon games.
Great games.
Yeah.
The originals and the remakes. Solid.
Which starters are these?
Cyndaquil,
Totodile.
Chikorita, and Totodile.
Whoa, I got one right. No Mudkips?
Mudkip is not in this game.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, I was waiting for you to. Okay.
Almost.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I'm edging you on that what?
You're just gonna
Wait.
interrupt like 3
You're
minutes into
edging
the
him?
discussion. It's like, yeah, the graphics got a huge improvement. What?
It's coming. You'll never see it coming.
Wait, not if it's edging.
Oh. I got 24 hours. 24 hours to deploy this what?
Whoa.
I'm gonna bust a what all over David.
Oh my god.
It's like MagFest all over again.
Come party.
Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. These are games that I continue to kick myself over. Because I always wanted to play Gold and Silver because I heard that those were like the best Pokemon games. Like,
Well, hold on. You haven't even played Gold and Silver yet.
no.
Damn, son. And
then-
now you're going to tell us you also didn't play these fantastic remakes?
So the remakes came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is the perfect opportunity." And then I didn't pick them up.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. Here's my question, David. When do you think we're going to get the first remake of a remake?
You know, I feel like it's probably coming. Like, I feel like we're probably.
Don't say that word.
We keep coming back to that.
Well, I guess technically we have, because Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were remakes of the original, but you could say they were remakes of Fire Red and Leaf Green, which were remakes of the original.
Actually, that was going to be my question. Would those be considered remakes of Fire Red and Leaf Green, or are they more or less just kind of the originals?
I guess it depends on what features were in Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu.
Right. Anyway,
But anyhow,
I got to keep my concentration. You keep going.
Yeah.
All right, Sting.
Oh God. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Apparently amazing remakes of amazing games. I feel very bad that I have not yet played these. I kind of want to dive into these. And
actually, okay, here's a more fair question. Now that we've established that you didn't play these, have you played any Pokemon remakes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You played the Diamond and Pearl remake?
No, actually, I got the Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Those are, good pick. I thought maybe you got those fucking not so great looking Diamond Pearl remakes. What is it? Brilliant Pearl and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl?
Yeah. I thought about it because I have a huge soft spot for Diamond and Pearl. And then I was looking at them and I was like, yeah, this just looks like the exact same game. Like,
have they now, I'm unclear on where we are on remaking the Pokemon games. Have they announced like new X and Silent Y or
I think
fucking
Black
would it
and
be
White
I guess
are going to be
Black
next.
and White would be next.
Yeah.
Pokemon shit, man. How do you expand upon black and white? It's so black and white. Pokemon light black and dark white.
Black.
Pokemon half black, half white.
Oh no.
What's the issue? I don't understand.
Pokemon black and white cookie. I don't know.
Right.
Oh boy.
Pokemon Ookie Cookie.
What? That's something different.
Can't play that right now. David, here's my important question here.
Pokemon black
I wanna
coffee and
know-
white chocolate.
There you go.
That's way better.
Yeah.
How about
Deeply sexual, but way better. Pokemon hot black coffee. So, the theme obviously is fruit, which I was racking my brain on this as I was listening to those tunes. There aren't a whole lot of fruit Pokemon. Like, who's the fruity Pokemon in this game?
No, it's
Mr.
more so.
Mime.
This this was the game that introduced berries as items that you could give to Pokemon.
Okay.
Berries are
I
fruit.
guess you're right. Yes, they are. I wasn't going to debate that.
I wasn't sure. You kind of looked like
It took me a second to process the berries. I forgot all about the berries. So,
What kind of berries? Because technically strawberries aren't berries. FYI.
I mean, are we talking, I'm assuming there's
These are
a
weird fictional Pokemon berries. So
White, Williams, Marion,
Huckle.
fucking Huckle, the one that's based on that HBO show that wrapped up earlier this year.
Blue.
Okay, well, now you're gonna name actual berries. I was naming things that are berry with an A.
Sonnenfeld.
Yeah, thank you, David. God, Sonnenfeld berry. Jenkins.
Sanders.
Moonlight.
No, wait, that's Gary. Fuck.
Thank you. Yes, Sanders berry.
My favorite line.
God, unstoppable berry. Fucking makes it your Pokemon fucking kicks ass for a solid 7 years and then retires. That's a good berry. No, okay, so it's not berry with an A.
McQuarrie?
The composer?
Yeah, Barry McQuarrie.
That's so close. We're getting real inside inside BGM podcasting right now. It's not Barry McCreary.
Oh,
Side note about
Yeah.
berry. You guys, how do you guys pronounce the word for like you dig a hole in the ground and you put something in it, then you cover it back up? What did you just do?
buried it.
You buried it.
So I'm not the only one. I also say buried. Like, and everyone I know says buried. But like,
I was fucking with you.
no, I 100% say buried.
Oh man. Well, I really buried myself on this fucking burn. God, I'm gonna make a point to say it like that now, Johnny, just to because there's too much berry confusion going on around here.
Yeah.
There's berries like the fruit. There's berries like the various.
Daryl.
What? Who is Daryl Berry?
Daryl S. Berry.
His name is literally a type of berry.
Why I didn't want to give that away?
Yeah. You fed your Pokemon at Daryl S. Berry. What?
Am I better than you?
I don't know you, but yeah. Give your Pokemon the ability to jump off screen for a while. It just teaches them fly. The Daryl S. Berry. It's actually just it's an HM.
It's a bunch of coke.
I didn't want to be the one to say it. It's similar
That's
to
my
the Marion
job.
Berry.
Daryl.
Yeah. S. Berry.
Terrible.
So anyway, yeah. So David, anyway, yeah, you can feed the Pokemon berries in this game, but again, there, I want to really, really drill in on fruit Pokemon.
Barry Switzer. Didn't he
Sure.
own like the Cowboys or something?
No, man, he was a coach.
No.
Yeah. God damn, what an obscure berry you just pulled.
I'll think of another one. Don't worry.
Falling down the berry tree and just hitting every branch on the way down. So, David, again, you're the fucking, you're the Pokemon guy around here. Give me a fruity Pokemon.
This game actually did introduce Hoppip, which is a grass flying type. That kind of looks like a berry that flies with its like leaves.
Uh-huh. Not fruity enough. I need one that's like more clearly a fruit. Like, there's the fucking wasn't it in, I don't play enough Pokemon games, but in Sword and Shield, weren't there ones that were like strawberry cream pies or shortcakes or something?
Jesse, we're perverts, man. Christ in heaven.
Yeah, Tay, I think Cherim? Is that one?
Yeah. There was also Bounsweet, which was in Sun and Moon. That's like a cute little bear.
Okay. I'm just saying, fruit Pokemon, like Pokemon are based on so many things. It feels like not many of them are based on fruits. Like,
Isn't there
there's,
like a weird ghost apple dragon thing?
yeah, isn't there one
There's
shaped
the-
just like an apple pie?
Yeah, there's the apple dragon, and there's also is it Tropius? It's a grass flying type that's kind of like a dinosaur that looks like a banana tree.
Okay, word. Fucking what about Exeggutor? Could it be argued that Exeggutor is a fruit Pokemon? I'm not
coconuts
fact
fruit?
checking this. Or is coconut fruit? Because Exeggutor is essentially a coconut tree.
I thought those were eggs.
Well, that's what the name wants you to think, but it's pretty clear it's just a fucking palm tree with coconuts on it.
No, those are eggs.
Actually, no, I'm gonna say yes, John, because the Alolan one is grass dragon, and it stems from some like tropical dragon fruit.
Okay.
So, like,
All right.
executors are fruit.
There you go.
Hmm.
Again, it's just as I was, processing the fact that we're listening to Pokemon music, I'm like, oh yeah, fruity Pokemon. Wait a minute. There's like none. Like, what the fuck? Fruits are just such funny objects. Why is there not just a fucking like a Pokemon that's a banana? What is that? A Kakuna? Like, why is there not just a Pokemon that's every fruit in my fucking like local produce section right now? Yeah. Is there a tomato Pokemon?
Ooh, Persimmonmon.
No.
Nope.
Pumpkaboo.
There is a hot pepper Pokemon now.
Not a fruit. Just because it goes in jelly doesn't make it a fruit, David.
Well, no, but I was just thinking like I'm working on
Produce?
it. Okay?
You're trying to get through the produce section. I'm telling you, man, you gotta get to the fruit. But yeah,
I feel like
Sorry.
a kiwi berry or a kiwi fruit, could be a. So I in my head I combine gooseberry and kiwi fruit into kiwi berry. A kiwi.
outrageous.
Because
kiwi-
kiwis and gooseberries are so similar.
Well, no, gooseberry. That's just another term for a kiwi fruit, right? Is a gooseberry.
Listen, Johnny, unacceptable. What a gaffe on your part.
But like it's already fuzzy, so yeah, it makes sense to be like a little Pokemon. And you can scoop it out with a spoon. It's delicious. Have a good time.
Word. Wasn't there a Pokemon that got introduced in the new one that was just an olive?
Yeah, Smoliv.
Yeah. That's gonna be one of the dumbest Pokemon of all time.
Yeah, I would never use that one.
Yeah, seriously. Like, if they gave me that Pokemon on a pizza, I would call for a refund. Like, I'd be furious that I got that Pokemon. Like, here's your starters. You get to choose from, the grass cat or the fruity duck. or the fucking olive. I'm like, well, I sure don't want the olive.
Can I feed the
Oh.
olive to the duck?
Fine,
so-
I'll take the flouncy duck, and then you open up the Pokeball, and it's a fucking Smoliv. And it's like, hold on. I need to call Professor Oak. This is a mistake.
Excuse me, 5
So
star.
you started off saying if I had that Pokemon on a pizza, I'd demand a refund, and then went to here are your starters. So instead of the professor opening their briefcase to show the Pokeballs, you just go to a restaurant and it's 3 pizzas with Pokemon
Yeah.
sitting on top of them.
This is how my Pokemon journey begins, David. I don't want to be Pokemon journey shamed. But
Every
yeah,
Pokemon journey begins with 3 pizzas.
yeah. Inside all Pokemon trainers, there are 3 pizzas. But yeah, no, the Smoliv has got to rank highly among the silliest of the fruit and vegetable based Pokemon. You know, are olives produce? They're not in the produce section, David.
You were the one who brought it up.
There-
Depends
I'm
on the
asking you,
produce
you-
section.
You eat fruit and vegetables. Are olives produce? They're plants.
Wait, Sean, do you not eat fruits and vegetables?
I do, but I'm asking David. Go on, David's
I-
opinion on olives. I don't like olives.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not
I
an olive
don't
guy.
like them, but I would consider them produce because they are a harvestable plant for food.
Okay. Follow-up question. Are pickles produce?
Oh, they're
No,
cucumbers.
because cucumbers are.
Okay, but olives and pickles are like right next to each other in the supermarket.
Some supermarkets have an olive bar,
That's true.
which I don't utilize
Fuck
at
that.
all because
That's
I don't
the
like
worst
olives.
bar of all time. God. I want to talk about the least attractive bar of all time, like olive bar.
Dude, I
Gotta
love
be up there.
olives.
They're fine. I'm just not getting them fresh off a bar. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to get us off on a whole fruity topic here, but
Well,
okay,
that's the
Kerrigan
theme.
just dropped it in the chat. Tropius, Bound Sweet, Steenie, Serena, Cherubi, the cherry Pokemon, Applin, Flappy. Is that the name of a Pokemon?
Oh
Flapple.
yeah,
Flapple.
Flapple.
Oh, Flapple. Oh, I'm sorry.
He's like a
it's-
bat, but an apple.
Okay, I'm gonna need visual confirmation on that. That's one of the silliest things I've ever heard. It's just a flying apple.
No, it's a flying apple dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's a dragon that disguises itself as an apple, Yeah, and it has
Basically, yeah.
a deeply sexual name.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm no DJ Khaled. I eat the Flapple. But yeah. Anyway, none of this is in Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver because again, this is just where they introduced berries. So thank goodness for that.
No fruit Pokemon.
Yeah, no fruit-based Pokemon, save for the original Exeggutor, which may or may not just be a palm tree covered in eggs. But worthwhile remakes, despite not having a whole lot of fruit, some fruit, but not enough fruit. Pokemon games would rectify that going forward. There would be an increase in fruit. Frankly, seeing this list of Pokemon that are based on fruit, I'm just going to need way more. I don't understand why fruit, like it feels like Pokemon, they're kind of missing an opportunity here, man. They should be teaching kids about good eating habits by having them battle sentient fruit monsters.
By having them eat the Pokemon.
Yes. It also raises the question, like, if there's a fucking small dragon shaped like an apple, like somebody has to have eaten it by mistake.
Yeah, someone's eating it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
somebody ate that fucking dragon. Like, oh no, where's my Flapple? Oh yeah, sorry, son, I took it for lunch.
I'm
Yeah.
sure every Pokemon that looks like meat or vegetable or some kind of food related thing someone has eaten it.
Yeah,
Can you imagine having to come home from work and explain to your kid that you actually took their pet for lunch?
Yeah, he accidentally ate the pet for lunch. Sorry, son. I told you not to get that Pokemon that looked just like a fucking giant bowl of barbecue pork. But
I told you to keep the fucking flapple out of the fridge, man.
exactly. label your fucking Pokemon if you're gonna leave them in the fridge. I ate it. What of it, son? Sorry, this is my house. Deal with it.
What will
Sorry
I
that
have for dinner? I choose
Yeah.
you.
Good times. All right, let's do a quick power ranking. Most delectable non-food based Pokemon that you would like to eat that are not based on food. We'll start it with David. Hit it.
Are we counting animals as food?
No.
No. If it's not literally shaped like a fucking food object, then you should be power ranking it on this delectability ranking.
Clawitzer.
The crab Pokemon?
No, it's like a giant blue lobster with a massive claw.
Okay, well that sounds delicious. Jesse?
This is tricky. Maybe Blaziken? Some real like hot chicken,
Nashville
Nashville style.
hot chicken.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Johnny?
Oddish.
Okay,
That's pretty
fair
good.
enough.
Yeah.
Vegetarian choice. Yeah. I myself, I got a hankering for some Chansey omelets. Yeah, man, I can go for one of those right now.
Or like a barbecue pig sandwich.
Oh man, don't get me started. Fucking
Spicy hot mustard.
Yeah, got some Moltres wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're blindingly hot, but man, yeah, delicious.
Fucking roast Rattata.
You just well, that's more of like the Demolition Man Pokemon scenario. I'm just saying you haven't really lived until you've had legendary Pokemon wings. They're
All
good.
this is making me crave some for alligator tail.
Ooh, there you go. I'm telling you, David.
Totodile?
Some fucking Totodile tail. It tastes surprisingly like Blaziken.
Dude, I love the idea of going to watch the basketball game at your local legendary Pokemon wings.
Or Froakie legs.
Yeah, fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. I want to go to legendary Pokemon wings. That's the most depressing restaurant in the world. I'm impressed that we got through that actual thing. I really thought Johnny was going to understand that was my cue to start the calculating computer.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps. Boops.
What the heck?
Scoring complete. This game's winner is... John Harrington.
Hell yeah. It sure is. Just call me Mr. Fruit because I fucking know all these games tonight. This is my kind of topic. Nailed it. Fucking mix myself up a delicious fruit salad. Snacking on all your children's favorite Pokemon. Nom, 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 nom. That's me. God, what a show. What a game. Guys, failure on your parts, success on my part. Congratulations to me. That means it's time for me to declare a theme for the next episode, and I don't take this duty lightly. So this was episode 356. Our next episode is episode 357. So seldom do we get themes based on the number of the episode that we're going to be doing, and I feel like episode 357. It's a great chance to rectify that. So next week for episode 357, Magnum, we're going to do games with no guns.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Mr. Fruits, we can do that.
I'm saying we talked about that, Japanese man, I wish we had a samurai sword problem instead of a gun problem. Next week we're bringing that to life through episode 357. again, for those that can't see the esoteric workings of my brain, 357 Magnum. It's a famously large gun. This is America. We own a lot of guns. I'm going to go against the grain next week. Episode 357. No guns.
Are you taking our guns away, John? God damn it, John. No. No, I have a right. It's on that piece of paper that Sleepy Joe is hiding from everybody.
He's trying to change it. He's trying to amend that right now. He's trying to take away your right to a pair of bear arms. It's the biggest problem facing our country today. The fact that a very Republican Democrat is trying to maybe, I don't know, do weird far left shit. I don't know. No, Jesse, I'm not taking that bait. Next week, there's going to be no guns on Game That Tune. It's going to be an ideal episode of Game That Tune. So, episode 357, no guns. Japanese games only. No, I'm kidding. No guns. Come, like seriously, if a character, I'll say, okay, if your character can wield a gun in the game, don't bring it. If the enemies have guns, that's their problem. But if your character, has to shoot a gun at any point in the game, you better do your research. I don't want to have to game over anybody. If they bring some weird, fucking obscure Christopher Nolan Batman game where he fucking, blows away what's her face, fucking Ra's al Ghul's daughter with a fucking Batman gun before taking the bomb out over the harbor. Fucking don't bring The Dark Knight Rises next week. Not only is there not a game based on it, but he also kills somebody with a gun.
Damn,
don't bring that. just thinking, in terms of least expected guns. That's got to be right up there on the list. Like, wow, cool. What a Batman movie this was. Oh, he just shot a bunch of people with a gun. That's not good. Yeah, no guns next week. It'll be nice. What a delightful idea that is. Only achievable here on Game That Tune. So yeah, bring your least violent or least bullet riddled games for next week's episode. And as for this week's episode, my God, guys, what an episode it was. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here live with us. We're live every Wednesday night. We're on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/GameThatTune. We love you guys joining us live. Thank you to everybody checking us out in podcast form. Podcasts come out Tuesday mornings at GameThatTune.com or anywhere that you get your podcasts. So be sure to listen to Game That Tune in podcast form. Share the show with some friends. Spread the word. Tell everybody that you love Game That Tune, the world's greatest video game music podcast for a few more months. Thank you to everybody checking out patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for awesome exclusives. We've got Game That Tune gyms. We've got mixtapes. We've got covered up. We've got movie commentaries. We've got all kinds of fun stuff that we do via your support at Patreon. And most importantly, you help us keep the lights on at our 24/7 video game music live stream, gttradio.com. That's the place to find all your video game music needs on the internet. We appreciate you guys going to Patreon and supporting us in everything that we do. Special thanks, of course, to our absurd fans on Patreon. Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Phoenix Tier 2121, Beast Pond, and the Kerrigan, a fantastic group of Patreon absurd fans that we've got. Let's see. We thank the requester. David took the request tonight. Did we even thank the requester in that last segment? I feel like we ended on the request and didn't say thank you. So you better say thank you like 3 times right now.
I definitely did thank the requester, but I will thank them
Say
again.
it 3 times anyway.
Beetlejuice. Oh, God. I want to thank Mork, our requester, made their request in Discord, which is a great place to request like Mork did. Mork made our request in Discord. So thank you, Mork.
Yes.
That was
Also,
4, that's too many.
yeah. Also, Mork. Thank you. Great request. Yeah. While we're on the subject of Mork. It's a good thing that Mork made that request. Yeah, Discord's the place to make your requests, or you can hit us up, GameThatTune.club, our fantastic social media server. Or again, just find us on the internet. If you've listened to this podcast, you probably pretty much know how to contact us. We're easily available. True power is in being unable to be reached. We have made ourselves entirely too available to the internet.
We
so
even have a
find
phone
us.
number.
I'm saying, you can call in on the fucking phone number. Again, entirely too available. Game That Tune. Yeah, it's great to get requests. And I was going to say, speaking of Game That Tune Radio several minutes ago, before we thanked Mork 8 or 9 times, Johnny did have a special announcement. It might concern some patrons, but mostly it concerns everybody that enjoys GTT radio on the internet.
So yeah, we've partnered up with TerraPlayer. TerraPlayer has an app on the App Store and on Google Play that lets you listen to a selection of video game music radio stations, and we are now a part of that. So
Hell yeah.
If you want to listen to Game That Tune Radio on the go with your phone, you can go check it out on TerraPlayer. It's not the same as full-blown GG radio. You don't have the video element, you don't have the chat element, but, you're driving in a car, you just want to listen to some tunes or something like that. It's the way to go. So,
yep, it's great.
Go check out TerraPlayer on the App Store. Go get it, download it, check it out. We're on it.
TERRA player.com. Fantastic service for listening to video game music podcasts and also Game That Tune Radio on the go. It's a great place to listen. And it, again, like Johnny said, you don't get the chat element, you don't get to make your request, but it is a fantastic on-the-go option. We're happy to be on there. So yeah, check that out, TerraPlayer.com. What a fantastic partnership that we've got. Guys, that's going to just about do it. It's time to take us home with bonus tunes. Time to take us home with a game that, to my knowledge, features no guns. It was almost one of my picks for tonight's episode before I realized that it didn't have enough fruit, and I decided not to use it. So we're going to go home with the, to my knowledge, again, gun-free athletic theme from Yoshi's New Island for the Nintendo 3DS. I'll have David check the record. Pretty sure there's no guns on Yoshi's New Island, but I could be wrong. There's babies, there's dinosaurs. There probably a lot of guns floating around, but I haven't played it, so I don't know. So we're going home with the athletic theme from Yoshi's New Island, and we love everybody. Peace out. That is the sound of a character that truly keeps one in the chamber in case you pondering. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is copyright 2023 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing 9 is copyright 1999 Broderbund Software. Like a Dragon Ishin is copyright 2014-2023 Sega Games Company Limited. Cook, Serve, Delicious. 3 is copyright 2020 Vertigo Gaming Incorporated. Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Soul Silver are copyright 2010 Game Freak Incorporated and Nintendo of America Incorporated.